Culture Down Under. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I've been mostly focusing on omnibus overviews and things like that, all collected edition stuff basically, since the debut of my channel when I did my collection video. But anyone who's watched that video will know that one of my other passions is statue collecting. While I've only got 5 of the bigger pieces and a lot of action figures, my focus these days when it comes to statue collecting definitely is the larger pieces, and maybe only looking at 1 or 2 of those a year depending on my budget and situation. So a piece that's really caught my eye over the last week since Sideshow showed it off at their Sideshow Con has been the new Bane Maquette that they're putting out. Anyone who's watched my previous video with my collection has seen that I already have the Sideshow Collectibles Bane premium format that came out a few years ago, sculpted by Martin Canale. But I'm really wondering whether I'm allowed to have another Bane statue looking at this piece. First off, the price. Looking at this in Australian dollars from Sideshow, they've got it put at $941.16 AU. Now, that's not including however much it would cost to get it shipped here. So you would be definitely looking at well over $1,000 if you picked it up from Sideshow and got it shipped over to Australia. You'd be probably looking at least $300 shipping or so from the prices I've seen and been quoted in the past when I've wanted to buy from Sideshow directly. However, the thing you're getting if you get it from Sideshow is you are getting this head sculpt. This is the exclusive switch out head sculpt that is the traditional Nightfall Bane mask, which makes it tempting. Considering that is basically the face mask from The Vengeance of Bane 1, which is his first appearance back in the 90s. Now, I love this piece. I really like the new, I really like the pose, that he's not hunched over like the original. He's standing upright. He looks really confident and intelligent. He's ready to take on all comers. I really like the basic head sculpt as well. This is the more modern mask that we see generally nowadays. If you've read the Tom King run on Batman, this is the mask that he wears in the I Am Bane storyline and throughout that run. A controversial run to be sure. A lot of people don't like it. There are bits and pieces that I've read so far that I've enjoyed, bits that I haven't. But the David Finch artwork on the I Am Bane part of that run is definitely one of the parts that I enjoyed. And that's really captured quite well here. So if we keep going through, I love the musculature on this piece. It's much more realistically proportioned compared to the original premium format by Sideshow. There's nothing wrong with that. That's still one of my favorite statues. I love the hulked out version of Bane, but I also do like this version as well, which is sort of pre-pumping himself up with the venom. And when I say realistically proportioned, I mean realistically proportioned if you have perfect bodybuilding genetics, have consistently worked out for about 20 years, and pumped a lot of steroids in that time. It's just a great piece. I love the boots. I love he's got the original Bane wrestling costume on where he's got the stringer and all sort of an all-in-one onesie type situation. It's just such a great piece. And I love the gloves. I really love everything about it. The only thing I would say I don't love about this piece would be the base. I think the base is a little bit more simplistic than the crushed bat signal that we got in the original premium format. Again, it's Bane crushing another bat-related object, this time part of the Batmobile. What I do like, though, is this here, which is the faceplate from the traditional Batmobile way back in the day. And I like that's a great throwback to the older Batman comics. I love this effect that we get on his knuckles, where it looks like he's been in a fight, he's got skin missing. This is also on his elbows and a bit on his knees as well. We can see it here on the elbow as well. I really hope that this translates to the production piece and is not just only on this prototype version that we're seeing, because it's such a great effect. And you know, we've seen in the past that sometimes the prototypes have these extra paint details that don't make it to the production piece, such as when we were looking at the Punisher premium format that came out last year, I believe. When we saw that at New York Comic Con for the first time, it really had than what we saw in the production piece. So I really hope with this Bane it translates across to the production piece. Now, the price, we'll return to the price aspect that we're looking at. So if we jump over to Pop Culture's website, we can see right now that they've just put it up, and if you were to pre-order it right now before the cutoff date, you can get it for $989.99, which that's a pretty good price for a piece this size, especially considering what's been happening with statue prices over the last few years. I don't know whether it's the fact that we're in the pandemic at the moment and people just don't have the money that they had before to spend on this kind of stuff. I don't know, and I don't know if it's a trend that will continue, but it's certainly a welcome trend, and I'd really like to see the slightly lower price points continue. Maybe it's just that this is not as dynamic of a piece as some of the ones that have been coming out recently. But considering this is like $10 cheaper than the Wolverine premium format, which is only 15 inches tall, I think that this is a pretty good deal, all things considered. And of course, bearing in mind that we're all pretty much held hostage to Sideshow these days and have kind of lost the plot when it comes to what's actually reasonable to pay. But if you were to pre-order this for $989.99, and if you have used Pop Culture to buy other statues, you've probably got 10% off vouchers stored up with your Pop Culture pennies. So you'd be looking at getting this for just under $900 with that 10% off. And it's really tempting for me. I don't know if I don't know. Tell me in the comments, am I allowed to have another Bane quarter scale statue in my collection? Feels like it would be a little bit of an overkill, but damn, I really do want it. So if we have a look at these dimensions here, it's pretty impressive. 26 inches high. That's higher than the original Batman Premium format, which is a tall piece. 15.5 inches wide. That's not particularly high, but considering what we can see, that would be from the left to the right of his base here. And he's almost that wide himself. So he's going to be a big piece. That's just all lats, basically, that width. And his depth isn't too bad either. I really think this is a great value piece for the money. And all things considered, this is probably the cheapest Bane statue you're going to be able to get for a while. This is actually slightly cheaper than the version that I have already, that I bought like 3-4 years ago now. And if you were wanting to buy that Prime 1/3 scale one, none of the Aussie retailers currently have that in stock. Like, you can't get it from Sugo Toys or Akimomo or anything like that. So you're going to have to get that from Prime 1 themselves, and they're going to charge you like $800 shipping on top of $3,000 or whatever it's going to cost to buy it. So if you are after a Bane in a large scale, this is going to be the piece for you. And I really can't wait to see it in hand, whether it's on YouTube or whether that's in my collection. Yeah, so overall, if I was in the market for a new Bane, which I'm on the fence as to whether I am or not, I would definitely pick this piece up. It looks like fantastic value for money in the statue world. And yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'll definitely be doing more statue-related content in the future. Of course, more omnibus and collected edition overviews as well, which have been my bread and butter so far. And I've also got other ideas for sort of more different content to what other channels have got out there as well. So please like and subscribe and comment if you're interested in grabbing this piece, or if you've got anything you want to talk about to do with statues and comics. I'm always keen to talk about that stuff. So thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.